Okay guys, so welcome back again to the channel. So on this video I'm gonna try and show you guys the easiest way possible to overhaul the looks and the functionalities of Assetto Corsa, so you can have an amazing experience with the game. And mainly I'm talking here obviously about Content Manager, which is the main thing that can help you overhaul the experience with the game, but not only the experience but also the looks of the games, because we have many mods, and I'm gonna show you here the most important one, which is Soul. And at the end of the day, obviously you might go from a stock looking game like this that you see right now. Here I just have reinstalled the game from scratch to make this video, and it is on stock. Everything is maxed out on the settings of the game, and from now on I'm gonna show you guys so you can overhaul the looks and the functionalities of the game, and of course try and enjoy it a little bit more. Okay, without any further ado, let's move on. Let's hop into Steam Library, where you have downloaded the game, and the first thing that I would suggest you do is go ahead to Assetto Corsa, right click on it, then go to manage, then go to browse local files. So it will take you to the root folder of Assetto Corsa, and we are going to need the root folder basically for everything: installing mods, installing Content Manager, and everything else, PP filters, tracks, cars, everything that you might want to install later as additional mods. So basically I would suggest you go to the main root folder, then maybe make a shortcut of the root folder on your desktop, so it will be a much easier for you to access the root folder, and you don't have to do the same thing again. So basically go to the root folder, then right click on it, show more options if you are on Windows 11, and then go to send to and send it to desktop. And now we have a root folder of the Assetto Corsa on the desktop. Now, after you have done that, the main thing that we are going to install, of course, is Content Manager. You will have the link down on the video description. So basically go to the link of Content Manager, because this is the holy grail of everything that you can do in Assetto Corsa in a much easier way for everything. As I already mentioned, installing mods, filters, cars, tracks, setting up races with the game. You don't have to go in the main game. You can do everything regarding to the gameplay and regarding to the looks of the game from Content Manager. Is a really powerful tool that can change your life about Assetto Corsa, and I would highly suggest you go for the paid version, the full version of Content Manager. But if you go for the free version, it's going to be fine. You're gonna have all the functionalities that you need with the game. So go ahead, download your preferred version, free or a paid version, if you want to help the community to develop way more, and then we can pick up from there. Okay, so here we are. I just downloaded my version of Content Manager. I have the paid version, but again, you can get the free version, is totally fine. And after that, we're gonna pick up Content Manager, and we're gonna extract it wherever you want. In this case, I'm gonna extract it here on the download folder, and then of course we're gonna install Content Manager. This is going to be the first step. Now, after the first setup of Content Manager, it will ask you about the root folder. So basically we click on change, and then you find the root folder of Assetto Corsa, which is going to be on your Steam library, where you have the Steam games. Then you go into Steam apps, then common, and there you will find the Assetto Corsa root folder. You click on it and you hit OK. Otherwise, if you want to do it differently, as I told you before, you go to the root folder that you created the shortcut, as I mentioned at the beginning. Then you click here on the address, then you copy the address, and then you paste it here. Is basically the same thing. but I'm pretty sure you can find this very easily. Then you can set an ID and name for your account. These are not very important, you can set to whatever you want. And then we create obviously a shortcut to the start menu to have it easily accessible. And out of these plugins, I would suggest you install 7-zip if you don't have any other zips. If you have WinRAR, is going to be the same thing. I already have WinRAR, but I also am going to install 7-zip because some mods are preferring 7-zip, but most of the mods are going to work fine with 7-zip or WinRAR. They are both free, so it doesn't matter. Then we hit on OK, and now we are done. This is the first menu that you are going to see, and of course you're going to be greeted with the things that you can do in Content Manager. Okay, now we are done with the installation of Content Manager. Of course, we have tons and tons of things that we can explain here, but this video then is gonna be too long. Yeah, basically this is the first step. The next, obviously, we need to go to settings, then we need to go to custom shaders, and we need to install CSP, custom shader patch. So wherever you see about Assetto Corsa CSP, this is what they mean, custom shaders patch. So basically we click on install and we wait for the installation to end. It's going to be fairly fast in this case. So there you go. Now we have installed CSP. Now for the moment that I have made the video, end of January 2023, the latest recommended and tested version is CSP or custom shader patch version 0.1.73, and this is going to be installed in automatic. But unfortunately, we need to keep in mind that many of the mods that you are going to install to Assetto Corsa, they usually need the latest version of CSP. Although it is untested, it's going to work fine. For example, version 0.1.79 for me has worked great. I didn't have any problem with all the mods that I have installed. So to do that, basically you just click on here and it will download it automatically, and it will install the latest version of CSP. After it is finished, basically you just click on reinstall current version just to be sure that it is installed, but you will see it here, or basically just move around, go back to the settings again, and now you will see that the shader patch version is the latest version that we have available right now. Okay, now basically we are done with Content Manager and CSP, and now we are ready to install our first big and a very good mod, which is going to be basically Soul. Soul is an overhauling mod that can be used to overhaul the looks of the game. So I highly recommend you go and install this one. You will have the link on the video description for this one. Also, for now, the latest version is Soul 2.2.5. you have the download link, you have all the procedures on how you can install it and how you can use it. It's fairly easy, you just need to follow the steps. For now, we're gonna download Soul version 2.2.5, and I'm gonna show you how you can add it to the game. Okay, now, so I downloaded mine here, Soul 2.2.5 as of now. When you're going to watch the video, maybe it's going to be a new version of the game. So there are two methods how you can install Soul and basically any other mod that you're going to install to the game. First, I'm going to show you the manual version of the installation, and this is required because unfortunately some of the mods, tracks, cars, whatever they may be, they need to do the procedure in manual mode and not in the easiest mode, which is through Content Manager. So it's better to know the manual mod, and then I can show you, of course, also the easiest mod, which is going to be a lifesaver for most people. So after you open the file, you're gonna find a mods folder in here, and here you're gonna have all the links and the files that you're gonna download, and the usage and everything else that you're gonna find about the latest Soul version. Now what we need in this case is the Soul 2.2.5 folder, and then here we have these files. After that we go again to the root folder of Assetto Corsa. As I told you at the beginning, go to the shortcut that you created or go to the root folder. And after you find the root folder, it will look of course something like that. And as you see, these folders here are folders that are basically in the root folder of the game. So what you need to do here, basically just get these files and take them to the root folder, but be careful not to put them inside of one of these folders, but just take them to the main root folder. So I would suggest you go to a blank area like this and not to a highlighted folder like this, because they will end up into the folder, and we don't want to do that. Basically go here to the main root folder and just set them down there, and after you set them down there, you will see the folders highlight: this one, this one, this one, this one. Basically Soul, it is now installed. Okay, now to check if Soul is installed correctly, basically you go to the settings tab in Content Manager, then we go to Custom Shaders, then we go to Weather FX, and you will see in here the controller script is set by Soul. Now here, make sure and go and set the latest version of Soul. Mine right now is Peter Boyese version 2.21, and I'm going to select this one. And Weather script of course is going to be the latest one that we just downloaded, version 2.2.5. As for the settings of the game, after you install this, I would suggest you go to Assetto Corsa and adjust the settings according to your PC. My PC can handle everything as I set up here, basically with everything maxed out, but you might want to go to the rendering frequencies to 1 face per frame or 2 faces per frame, and if you see that your PC can handle it fine, then you can go up as you like. I prefer 6 faces per frame because my PC can handle it fine, and of course the rendering distance is going to be maximum for me because again my PC can handle it fine. Now as for Soul, again you go here and you will see default, it's not changed yet, although we set it on the custom shaders patch or CSP, but we need to go here to the filters, and then here we can change the Soul that you are gonna use. Basically you can go whichever you prefer. You can change this from the game also, but you can change it from here to see if the version has worked or not. Basically then you can go to drive, you select your car here from the menu if you want to get another car, and here from the menu if you want to get another track. And for this comparison we're going to go to Monza again, so we can get the same comparison as the beginning of the game, and we will see if you guys are gonna notice any changes or not. For the car we're gonna get the Lotus as we had before, this one, and now we are ready to go. We can race, we can practice, we can do everything we want right from here, and when you start on go, it will launch the game immediately there. You don't have to go to the menus of the game. But before we do that, I'm gonna show you something else, because of course if you watch my channel, I am playing a lot in no Hesi server, and in that case I'm going to show you how you can install no Hesi server, basically track maps and or track mods and car mods to Assetto Corsa through a CM in this case. And with that said, now we jump to the easiest method that we have to install mods to the game, through Content Manager, because that's why we installed it. Basically, when you download a mod, like I did for example for Soul here, you just grab the zip file and you just drag it to Content Manager. and when you drag it here, you have these 3 lines. You click on here, you go here, and you click on install. Now I don't have to do this because I have already installed it manually, but this is the easy mode. So if you see this, then you click on install, then you remove it, and you should be good to go. But if you get a mod, then when you go here, when you put it into CM and you go here and you see that you don't have an install button, or you see an error, it means that unfortunately that mod it's not built for Content Manager, and you have to do the installation manually like I showed you at the beginning. So let's jump into the game and see how it looks after only these changes that I've made, with installing the CM, Content Shader Patch, and the Soul mod for the looks of the game, and see if it looks any different from the beginning of the game. Okay, now, and there you have it. We are into the game. We have now 3D trees, because unfortunately Assetto Corsa has 2D trees, and this is, I think, the first mod that has 3D trees built in. So that's why I said at the beginning, you should go for getting the paid version of CM and everything else to help support the community, help support the creators, so they can create these amazing looking filters and tracks, of course, and everything else, so we can make Assetto Corsa a 9-year-old game today. We can make it look as better as the latest version of the games, if not better than some games in many cases. So there you have it. Now I'm going to show you a couple of things about Soul that you can use. Basically, when you go into the game, you will see here I have all of the apps that you can use with the game, but you see that we don't see Soul, we don't see anything that we have downloaded and installed through CM. And if you are in this situation, it means that you have forgot something, and now I'm going to show you what to do. So basically, if you are into that kind of situation, we just go to CM again, go to settings, and then go to Assetto Corsa, and then go to apps, this one here, and make sure to have enabled Python apps and developer apps selected. And here we have the Soul planner that we missed there. We have the Soul weather because we can change the weather. We have the Soul config also to change that, and Soul custom weather. And now we are ready to go. So when you go and install an app to Assetto Corsa, either manually or through CM, an app, you should come here, settings, Assetto Corsa apps, and make sure to enable it first, and then you can use it within the game, because we have many other apps that we can use. We have filters, we have dashboards, we have many other stuff that you can use on the game. So make sure to activate him here, and then you can activate it within the game. So now let's get back into the game, and I'm going to show you a couple of things, and then we're going to move on how to install the no Hesi server map. Okay, so now we are back into the game again. So now we go here, and you will see that we have a Soul config here. We have Soul custom weather, custom planner. You can add them here to the taskbar on the side, so you will have them there. So basically, we can go here to Soul, and we can set the time, we can set the weather. Unfortunately, we don't have rain. We don't have rain on default. You need to pay for the rain if you want to do it. You can find it on Peter Boez's Patreon for as little as $1 per month. So yeah, you can do everything in a Soul. Basically, you can set the weather, you can set puddles, everything, time of day. You can customize everything. Again, we're not gonna stop too much here. Then we have the Soul custom weather, which you can change here one by one. It's very tedious. Just make sure to read, and you can change and modify everything as you like. Here you have another Soul config version. If you see that the performance is suffering, you can go low, medium, high, ultra. You can do basically everything, save, and you are good to go. You can do everything from the game. So this is the power of Content Manager and the Soul config, basically. So now for that, again, you need to go to their Discord server. Of course, I will leave the link in the video description, and here you will have you will find everything on how to download and play in no Hesi server. Basically, it's the same way as you downloading a track mod and downloading a car mod. In this case, we are gonna get the map mod and obviously the cars that you can use on this map. So when you first come into the servers, the first thing you need to do is go to the channel of downloads here and click on SRP, because FDR is with payment. If you want to play in FDR, of course you can go for that. You can do the payment and play with FDR, but we're gonna go with the free version, SRP. As you see, we have two links. You can use either this one. If this one doesn't work, then you can use this one. You don't need to use both of them. So basically, just click on the first one. It's gonna take you to the download file. It's a little bit heavy, around 1 gig for someone, but not that much actually. So we will wait until this finishes. Okay, that one done. Now we go to the cars that we need to play in the game. Again, now it's very easy, because before you needed to download everything manually, the cars manually or separate, and the traffic car separate. So in here you just need to use one of these links, whichever works. If one doesn't work, then try the other one. Okay, and the last thing to do for this server is when you finish with the SRP one, we go to traffic, so we can download the traffic cars. Again, the same thing. If this link doesn't work, you can use this one, not both, only one of the links. It's the same thing. Again, we go there and we download the file. So let's wait for the download and we'll pick up from there. Okay, so now we have all the 3 files that you see here. Let me remove the monster trees because we don't need it. Now again, it's the same thing again as I showed you before. We can do the manual thing by going and dragging the files to the root folder of the game or where it is needed, but this time we're gonna use the easy method. So basically, we're gonna grab the map and we're gonna take it to Content Manager, go here, and it will search first for the file and the install file, and then it's going to show you if Content Manager can install the mod that you just downloaded or not. So as you see, for this one everything is fine. New track, Assetto Revival project. This is the latest version for the moment. We just click on install and it will install the map that we just downloaded. Okay, and as you see, it is finished. We click on remove or complete, so it doesn't stay here. Otherwise, you can go here, you can download directly from here if you have the link from Race Department. And yeah, by the way, if you want to download things, Race Department is a great site to get everything, Soul and everything else, mostly any mod that you're going to need for Assetto Corsa. If you don't see the download button, don't worry, because unfortunately there is a downside. Well, quoted, if we can call it a downside, you can create you need to create an account before you can download. But don't worry, is everything free. It's gonna take like 30 seconds, 1 minute to create an account. Create an account on Race Department, and then you can download everything that is available on a Race Department. Now, I showed you the easiest way, but I did it once. But if you want, you can actually install multiple mods at a time. You don't have to drag them one by one. So now we're gonna try with 2 of them. So we're gonna go here again. Is gonna do the checks if we have a download file and if the mod that we downloaded is going to be compatible with CM. Okay, it did the check, and again, you don't have to go one by one, but you can click on install if you have multiple mods. For example, I do this when I go to a site, download a bunch of car mods. For example, I download all the car mods that I want, and then I take them all to Content Manager, hit install, and install them at once with one click. Okay, everything done. So now you can play on the Assetto Revival map. So basically you just go here, we go in this case to DLC, we go to mods because this is a mod, and you can select whichever you want. Now with this project you can play alone, but unfortunately you cannot add traffic to this one because This is for the no Hesi server. To be able to play here, you go to the no Hesi, you go to the server link, SRP, because we are in SRP free mode. You choose your server where you want to join. You're gonna it's gonna tell you to open content manager. You hit that, and it's gonna take you to the available cars that are gonna be free. You can select the cars that are in white. The cars that are in gray, it means that they are not available, someone else has gotten them. You get one of the cars, you hit join, and you are gonna join their servers. But again, these are on align servers. These are not single player servers. If you want to play in Shutoku Revival single player, you go to the Shutoku Discord server. Again, you're gonna have the link in the video description, and here you have to download the version that says Shibura PA Traffic. This one can be played alone and can be played with traffic, so you can use this if you wanna do it. So yeah, basically that was it. That's how you install Content Manager, that's how you install mod, that's how you enable them, the apps, and use them on the game. If you find this guide helpful, please consider subscribing. Also, let me know what you want to see next. Of course, there are many things that we can explore here, but this was just the base on how you can get started with Assetto Corsa, on Content Manager, Soul, and everything else to make the game very accessible to everyone, very easy to control, very easy to set up for playing, and also for the looks of it. I mainly am a sucker for graphics, so I'm gonna of course take advantage of the custom patcher and enable every settings that can make the game look better. Okay, with that said, that was it. Thank you very much again for being here. Again, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a dislike if you want. Everything will be helpful. Yeah, and as usual, I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.